Sorry, folks. Dan's going in.
We're going to destroy it.
Hello and welcome to today's episode of Beyond the Pedal. Now, as the name suggests of this video title, I'm going to be living with a Porsche Cayenne GTS. But as the thumbnail might suggest, this is no ordinary Porsche Cayenne. No, no, no. This is from REBEL Porsche UK, their Ken Block inspired Porsche Cayenne GTS HOONICAYENNE. Yes, this weekend I will be living with this monster of a Porsche Cayenne. This Ken Block inspired HOONICAYENNE. HOONICAYENNE is what we're calling it. And I'm going to be taking it to Silverstone, living with it for the weekend and just seeing what this car is all about. As you can see, it's not standard by any sense of the imagination, but we're going to get into it all weekend. Yeah, it's going to be wild. Enjoy. Where do we start? This is wild, and probably one of those moments where you think, I am glad I started this little YouTube journey. I've done loads of stuff here with NY500. I absolutely love coming to this place. It's easily my favourite car cafe in the northeast. And when Beck said, oh, would you, when we were talking, when me and Bex were talking, and I mentioned I was off to the Birkett Relay this weekend, and said, oh, that'd be cool down there to take that to the Birkett Relay, 250 cars, 70 teams, hang out with the Army Sports Car Racing team. She went, well, I'll go get you the keys. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna be living with this for the weekend, taking it down to Silverstone, taking it to the Birkett Relay, having a little bit of toot around at home with it, maybe even take baby BTP to nursery in it, which I'm pretty sure Mrs. BTP isn't going to be the happiest person because, well, as you know, Mrs. BTP seems to think that any car with a spoiler is a chav car. I don't know how she's going to feel about this one, but it should be a laugh. But yes, so this weekend it's all about living with a Porsche Cayenne GTS. And as a petrol head, the GTS is the one you want, and I've heard exceptional things about this car, so I'm really, really excited to get behind the wheel of it. Anyway, I've got my coffee, I'm good to go. Let's get in it, fire it up, and get ourselves down to Silverstone and get to the hotel. Monster. Wow. Right, let's get this thing fired up. Right then, here we are, and first initial impressions as we drive on down to Silverstone. This thing is lovely. So we've got a 2008 2010 era Porsche Cayenne GTS. What is this? 15 years old potentially? 13, 13 to 15 years old, and the interior quality, this is just a lovely place to be. There's Alcantara on the sides, leather stitching everywhere, beautiful, comfortable leather seats. Of course, we have the HOONIGAN inspired wrap inside of the car. One thing I will say is there's a lot of presence with this car, a lot of road presence, that I will say. Lot of road presence. You sit nice and high, you just feel better than everyone, and it's great. Considering these have got massive chunky tyres for off-roading and going mental with, not as much road noise as I expected it to be, so it's a bit of a winner. We will get on to everything that's been done when I get down to Silverstone, and I can just go through everything and make sure I get it all right, because what Bex and Porsche Rebel UK have done with this thing is so cool. They don't really touch the insides, it's all the exterior and off-roading mods that this very capable GTS can deal with. So yeah, overall, first impressions, very good. One thing I will say is there's a little sport button down here, which I have pushed, and it's yeah, it's quite cool. So I don't know if you might be able to hear it. We're on it. Oh, that's nicely timed. A little change in the exhaust note there, and roar, get out of the way. Did you hear that bark? God, man, that is. Okay, I've got 3.5 hours of driving to do, and what I don't need to be doing in a Macan GTS is doing that kind of stuff. There will be plenty of time for that as the weekend goes on, but oh, that could be addictive. That's fun. That is fun. Oh dear. Right, onward to Silverstone and my little hotel. Well, it has been a couple of hours so far into my journey down to Silverstone. It's about 5 o'clock and we're no doubt going to hit some traffic soon. But I just want to kind of touch on the next sort of like kind of into the journey type. How comfortable this Cayenne GTS is. It's just a pleasure to drive this thing so far. Like the sitting position, I feel nice and high, as I said before. The armrests and the doors and the center console are just perfect. The seats are comfortable. There's heated seats if you want them. Having a little bit of play around with the infotainment system. Yes, it's dated probably because it goes like it's 2008 to 2010 era. The steering wheel's nice and big. Everything's just like, get out of my way, people. I am here. But no, seriously, you know, it's lovely. So one thing I will say I have been quite impressed with so far. What I'm doing now. One thing I will say I'm quite impressed with so far. I'm surprised at the fuel economy that I'm getting for a 4.8 litre V8 GTS. I was expecting to be in either the single digits or the teens, and at the minute I've been sat on the motorway and I'm now well into the 20 odd miles to the gallon. Yes, I know it's quite a lot, but considering this is a 4.8 litre V8, I don't think, let's be honest here, that 22 miles to the gallon is actually all that bad. Yeah, pleasantly surprised. However, don't get me wrong, I have been just boop, that little accelerator, that little boost, that warp drive button that just shifts this car, and the exhaust is just, oh, that's great. Oh, it's great. So far, very impressed. Would we say this is the ultimate dad wagon? The ultimate dad petrol head wagon for around the 15 to 20k mark? I definitely think there could be an argument for it, but hey, getting ahead of ourselves. The weekend is young. We haven't even got to the hotel yet. We haven't even had baby BTP in it yet, and I'm sure without this wrap, Mrs. BTP would be quite happy with it. But anyway, let's get to our hotel. Right, so, bit echoey, but I'm here at, Hopcraft's Farm in their barn conversion. I paid 60 quid for it on the day, and you know what? It's lovely. Nice bit of a double bed for a good night's sleep, which is what I'm gonna need today. Shower, loads of little amenities, 60 quid, you cannot go wrong. So yes, Hopcraft's Farm near Silverstone Circuit is where I'm gonna stay for the night, sort some bits and pieces out, and then get to the track tomorrow. But what we need to talk about is, of course, today's journey down. Lots of bit of B-road driving, a little bit of obviously filming where I can, lots of motorway down to Silverstone, but surprisingly, you know, the GTS, the Cayenne GTS, the HOONICAYENNE, if you will, was so lovely to drive down it. It was comfortable, and like I say, I was getting 21 to 22 miles to the gallon, which I think is, you know, considering it's, as I said before, a 4.8 litre V8, happy with that. I remember I had a Nissan Pathfinder. Was it Pathfinder? I'll have to think about what it was. Anyway, I had one of those years ago. It was a big diesel, and I was probably getting about the same on a big diesel, so I know which one I'd take. It's definitely the HOONICAYENNE, the Cayenne GTS. Again, so lovely, so comfortable, super smooth, and when you want that power, oh my goodness, is it there. Anyway, enough of me rambling on. Enough of me rambling on. I think it's time to get to bed, get a good night's sleep, wake up in the morning, ready for a long day at Silverstone for the Birkett Relay. Yeah, and that's about it. I'll see you guys in the morning. Here they are, rocking up finally. Do they look fresh? I'm not so sure. Team Principal, your chariot awaits.
Thank
Morning.
you, my chauffeur.
Bright and early.
I feel like Toto Wolff all of a sudden, getting chauffeured from my nice sexy hotel.
And how was the Hilton Hotel?
I've definitely stayed in worse hotels.
Here it is. Look at this guy. Feeling good? Feeling ready for the day?
Bit foggy in it.
Bit foggy in it. Right, to the paddock. Oh, there she is. All parked up nicely. Locker there. And then here we are at Silverstone, ready to go. I'm not so sure that to be honest, don't think the people at the hotel were plenty too impressed with the GTS this morning. 4.8 litre V8, just firing up, bubbling away. You love to see it. Right, Birkett Relay for the day. I suppose I better go and put my professional head on and go and do some work as my role as the PR manager for the Army Sports Car Racing team. The Birkett Relay full video will be available on the Army Sports Car Racing channel. So this is kind of just me just living with the GTS this weekend. So yeah, right, let's go do it. Onwards to the garage. Right, this thing has been a riot today. Been touring around Silverstone, getting all the access bits. Of course, I've got my media bib, which is ideal. But today, this thing has been a riot. Been up around this little dusty road here. It just sounds great, travels nicely. The petrol heads here, I think they like it. But this thing has just been for getting around Silverstone. Oh, it's been incredible. Comfortable, sounds great. Looks mega. Honestly, I am falling in love with this every single time I turn the engine on. Honestly. Oh. Thank you, REBEL Porsche UK. Thank you, Bex. This is such a laugh. I wonder how Mr. BTP is going to take it. I'm not sure. Right, obviously we're out and about, fresh day, taking sister BTP, baby BTP in the back, and we've got a little bit of rain and a bit of water to go through. Let's go! Sport mode on. Let's watch this little launch for a second, shall we? Yeah! Here we go. Well, we're going to attack this little stream. Look at these poor cars, worried. We're keeping it in sport mode. People are not going to be happy about how we attack this. Sister BTP, a quick word from yourself. The giggle says it all. Should we let these people go through? And then we'll go. No? Sorry folks. Dan's going in.
We're going to destroy it!
Come on, son. Look at all these people worried. Not the HOONICAYENNE though. Ready? Oh, do your window up, mate. Ready? Here we go. Straight through, no danger. Baby BTP, safe and sound in the ultimate dad SUV. This is such a capable car. It's ridiculous. I'm trying not to and R and go through those, but this thing is, even with those AT wheels and tyres, this thing is just a riot on the road, an absolute riot on the road. I cannot help myself. You put it in that sport button and then just it rockets along, sucks in the world and just it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. The GTS alone is already fantastic, but honestly, what Rebel have done here, it's just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Right, enough of me. Go on. Sorry, no, I'm going to continue on. Handling on the country lanes for something that is 400 brake, yes, but well over 2 tons. This thing handles really, really well. You could just throw it into a corner. You know, it doesn't feel like you're just going to lose it and it's going to topple over anywhere. Not even slightly. It's fast, it's aggressive, it shoots you around the corners. I get it. I get why these are so popular. I get why these are so good. And yeah, like I say, made a wrong turn there. I was too busy. I've done it again. Too busy yammering and I've made a wrong turn again. Always the way, innit? Yeah, one thing I will say is the looks of the HOONICAYENNE. I love them. I would, because I'm an idiot. But yeah, when you're going through these lovely little villages in the moors and of Yorkshire, well, I mean that it's not to everyone's taste, that's for sure. You're not welcome, yeah? Is the vibe I'm getting with the HOONICAYENNE. The dads love it though. Ultimate dad wagon, yeah, goddamn right it is. Come on, Tesla. Yeah, honestly, why on earth would you buy an electric car when you can have something like this? In fact, I'll go one better. Vauxhall Corsa, the Vauxhall Corsa E, the new ones, are something in the region of 30 odd grand list. You can pick up a Porsche Cayenne GTS with about 70,000 on the clock, bang one of these kits from REBEL Porsche UK on it, and oh yeah, I know which one I'd rather have, and it doesn't go or however they go. Ugh. Honestly, 30 grand lying around, give me one of these with the full REBEL kit any given Sunday. Oh, I don't want to give the keys back. Right, back to NY500 for my final summary, which I kind of assume you're already going to have a good idea of what I'm going to say. See you back at NY500. Okay, here we are back at NY500, and I reluctantly have to go and give the keys to the HOONICAYENNE back. But to summarise, I've had this over the weekend, the past 4 days. I've done pretty much everything possible outside of going proper off-roading. Long drives, city driving, B-road driving, blasting it through water, generally just living with this incredible car. All round, it has been a fantastic experience, and the GTS is definitely the one to have. Comfort, power, practicality, the boot space is huge, there's loads of room for kit in the back, loads of room for the family, and of course, as a petrol head, that right foot when you plant it down, oh yes please, do you get everything you could possibly want. Something that's well over 2 tons, handles incredibly well on those B roads, and better yet, it's 400 brake horsepower at your right foot, and that V8 roars like you wouldn't believe. I've absolutely loved every single minute with this car, and when I say I'm reluctant to give these keys back, I am super reluctant to give these keys back, but I've got to, it's all part of it all. But yes, I love the wrap, I love what Rebel are doing with these Porsche Cayennes. Adding those all-terrain, bespoke by the way, bespoke all-terrain wheels, the tyres, the lift kits, the exhaust modifications, the roof rack, the lights, the custom wraps, the debadging, all of it just works. And these are definitely something you should be looking for if you're looking for a 4x4, an SUV, something that's a little bit different, that's probably overlooked. Start looking for these, because you could pick up a Cayenne GTS 2008, 2009 with about 100,000 miles for about 10 grand. So yeah, I love this car, it's been an absolute riot, and I've definitely found myself on Auto Trader throughout the weekend going, I wonder. But hey, let's not get ahead of ourselves. I really hope I'm going to get to see this back on the channel soon, hopefully, fingers crossed, to have a bit more of a right in it. And also we'll be catching up with Bex on future episodes to see what else they're doing at Porsche, REBEL Porsche UK, and what other crazy concoctions she's got in store, so look forward to that. Anyway, that's the end of today's episode of Beyond the Pedal. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll let that go by. Thank you so much for joining me. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye bye.